guys, what is up? So welcome to episode 1 of the How to Make a Paper Game series. So if you guys have any clever ideas for what this the series should be called, go and leave it down below. But anyways, in this video, I'll be showing you guys how to do everything but the actual gameplay. So that includes all the shops, how to get the idea, the materials you'll need, and everything. So let's go and get started. You'll need some type of paper. Some people use lined paper. I personally use printer paper, but I'll be showing you on lined paper today. And I use any ballpoint pen. I don't like using gel pens because they bleed through. I have pencils, erasers, whiteout is very important, scissors to cut out your characters, index cards. I have that hole puncher, couldn't think of the name, color pencils, and over there is a pencil sharpener. So that is all I use. It is kind of necessary for me to have all this. But let's go and get started. Once you have compiled oh my god. Jesus Christ. Once you have compiled all your stuff, sorry about that. Okay, wow. Sorry about that. But anyways, once you've compiled all your things, go ahead and just get started. So how I get the idea. So there's multiple ways you can get the idea. The main one, the most obvious one, is making your series another game of a series. Or that was horribly worded, but for example, Dragon Ball Z. You can make a Dragon Ball Z game. Pokemon, make a Pokemon game. Uncharted, make an Uncharted game. God of War, make a God of War game, something like that. So that's just something you can think of there. Very, very simple. You can make it your own. You could base it off of a certain game of the actual one. So for example, like Dragon Ball Z games, you can base it off of one of an actual one. But yeah, so yeah, I think that is that for the first idea on how to get it. The second way I get ideas is I just think of a genre. So think of a genre. Let's say you want to make a open world game. Think of current open world games like Skyrim. Like, I can't even think of any Skyrim. I can't think of any Grand Theft Auto. Stuff like that. So I would, if you were making it like Grand Theft Auto, you could kind of create the name from that. For example, I know this is a horrible example, but you could call it Mafia, or you could call it Gangsters, or I know that's really bad, or yeah, so that's an example, or Streets of New York or something, just because it's shady over there, but yeah. So that is kind of how you can come up with ideas. You think of a genre and then kind of think of games of that genre and kind of create your title from that and kind of think of your content from that. Also, you can research actual games, like, for example, if you're making Uncharted, like an adventure type of game, then you could see what type of modes it implements into the actual game. The third way I come up with ideas is I just think of real-life scenarios and make them into a game. For example, Butterfingers made a game called Battle Ducks based off of ducks battling in real life. That's that simple. I came up with an idea a couple of days ago while my sister was looking for a white shirt to buy. She was literally looking everywhere to buy a simple white shirt. So I thought that would be a good idea for kind of an 8-bit style type of game, like just calling it The Quest for the White Shirt. It's very simple. You can base it off of real life situations, like I don't know, like basically real life situations. So yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and actually get started with drawing the title page. So what I like to do, I would write my company up here, which in this case, Keiko Inc. I either put that there or on the bottom somewhere. I always include that though. And then I put down here, I normally put the date I made it, so 2016. I put my actual name to give credits to myself, of course, because I'm that great. And then on the side or somewhere, I like to put the system. So I sometimes put it down here. I don't really make it that consistent, but we would say shell box. Oh my god, I can't write sideways. 360. So yeah, sorry, this is a really bad angle to do this in. But yeah, so you kind of had that there. Okay, so then you would write the title, of course. So whatever you think of, you can make it based off of a real game, but if you're making kind of broad, Like, you can kind of make it a vast general name. Like, for example, just a simple name of a character. So if I'm thinking, let's take my old game, for example, The Adventures of Deimos. You could call it The Adventures of something. You could call it by a regular character's name. For example, IPGS made Ariana. It doesn't have a definition. It doesn't mean it has to be this, it has to be this. Like, but if you make something called, like, I have no idea, like Fight King, great name, Fight King, it doesn't really provide a spectrum of games you can make from it. So you can kind of come up with a specific title, or if you don't really know, you could just come up with any name and make it from there. So that's another way you can easily get ideas. So let's just call this game Deimos, like I said, Deimos. And I usually like to stylize it, so maybe you would kind of do that. I don't know. You could just stylize it. You could put it in bubble letters, whatever the case is. Put it inside a sword, whatever the case is, like I said. So that's just some examples. And then here you would kind of draw your character. You would, so if maybe like a cool way to present this is to just kind of draw two eyes, maybe have them lighting up red, or whatever the case is. And kind of, let's just add some eyebrows to make it look scarier. So that's just a simple drawing. Oh my god, it's so misaligned. But anyways, and then you could color everything else black. Like, that would be kind of a cool cover. A little bit cliche, but really these are just paper games. They're not meant to be really, like, I don't know. They're not meant to be like actual games, I guess, in my opinion. They're just, I don't know, I like making them, and I like showcasing them. So yeah, that is just a simple cover there. That's something cool, like, just put up a name, whatever the case is. Of course, if you're basing off of it, you'll find a name way easier. Alright, so then over here, this is the title, or the menu page. So you could write menu up here, which is what I always do, and you can kind of base, like, how do you present it? If you Deimos, like, do something relating to the game. So, like, for example, my Pokemon game, you made the menu page with Pokeballs, so you could do Pokeballs. Like maybe Deimos, which he's a made up god that I made, Greek god. Then you could have a sword, whatever he uses, and then here, oh my god, what the heck? Here you could put. There will be two menus. One is new game, load game, and one is the actual screens. So it's the same idea. I'll actually show you the modes today, but in front of this would be the new game, load game. So that's just an example. So maybe this would be called story mode, or a creative way to put it would be like for example, in IP, just this old generation mode. As you can see, I can pull a lot of examples. He has old generation mode, so it's something smart like that. Or yeah. Or just simple, like, adventure mode. And then you could draw another sword, or you could change it up, but I think it looks better symmetrical. So let's just call this shop mode, just very simple. Shop mode. And then we'll have a duel mode, which if I have time in this video, I might show, because this can kind of be not in just fighting games. And then we'll just have a settings mode. So just some very, very basic modes. I'll get over to other options in the actual video. So this is options or settings. And then what I like to do is either, a smart way to do this would either be saying one page to flip here, or kind of a better way is pick a color. And then once you get to options, then in the corner you would have pink. Let me go and do that. So now you can kind of see where it is. You don't have to count everything, because no one really wants to do that. So instead of when you're looking for it, you would kind of look at the corners, and you see pink, you flip to this page. So that's very simple. Now let's go over on how options will work. So options there. Again, you could come up with a clever way to put it, but I would just recommend putting something like dual mode difficulty. Okay, and then we could say easy, and I apologize for my handwriting, medium. I have horrible handwriting. I used to just be lazy, but now it's actually bad. And then, yeah, so that's example, something very common. Or blood intensity, since this is kind of a, obviously this isn't really that helpful of a thing, because you can't really actually change the artwork in this type of game. But anyways, yeah, so that could be a way to put intensity, and we'll have it at a 5 right now. So you can kind of get how that works. That's a blood intensity, just something cool to add there. Or you could add more stuff like, yeah, I can't think of any. Options are somewhat hard for me to make. A shot mode is very simple. So if I were to make this game kind of like Ben 10 Old Generation, you might want to put here. Let's call this bulk up. And let's say it costs 200 points. You could have your points in the corner there. Points. And what you would do is describe it. So let's say it gives you plus 10 HP overall. Oh my god. And it also gives you, actually, let's just say that's all you have. Okay, that's simple. Or you could say plus 1 bar damage. And then you could add another one saying, this is like a character. Let's say, what's a Greek god? Let's think of Ares. So you could say that he costs 500 points, and what he does, play as Ares in duel mode. So that's kind of that. Pretty cool. That's how shot mode would work. And all this space that you have, all this space, you could add a picture. So like, I don't know how to draw something in Demos, but let's say you could just have a simple sword, make it look really cool because you want to have something cool here. Oh my god, great sword. But and then this one could be a shield, which I don't even know how to draw a shield, but yeah, that's an example. And then we could go and color that in. Okay, here's perfect. So this is shot mode. So I know this is a pretty long video. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully this is helping you with your games. So this is kind of just the general part of the game. Alright, so there you go. That was something cool there. And then last is duel mode, which I'm going to actually cover in the fighting video. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye.